What's funny is, so you had mentioned the big purse that you carry all the time on set, and I just spoke to Camilla a couple minutes ago, and she was talking about how you always had it with you. So I find that funny how everybody knows about it.
Oh yeah, oh for sure. It's like, you need a sandbag? Here's my purse. Use it. It weighs like 400 pounds. Why not?
Well, first off, congratulations on your directorial debut. I really enjoyed this film. It was a lot of fun. It was very emotional and deep, and it was fantastic. I really liked it.
Oh, thank you so much.
So I want to know with this, and you mentioned before, this film is kind of twice removed from the actual inspired events. You know, with Cheryl Della Pietra's diary, kind of the link to this story. Were there any challenges in taking Cheryl's book and visualizing these anecdotes to put on screen for the audience?
Yeah, it's funny because there's a big, very pivotal part at the end that changed. It really splintered off from her book. And that idea, I knew that part wasn't sitting right with me from the book to a feature. And that idea came from Ethan Hawke, actually, when he read the script. Oh, wow. So it's so cool how things come together from different minds and ideas, and how great friends come to you and give suggestions of different things. And I'm so grateful to have all these brilliant friends like Richard Linkletter and Ethan and Jay Roach, and people to give me notes and ideas.
Characters like Walker, who's inspired by Hunter, can easily become exaggerated or romanticized on screen, especially when they're charismatic, chaotic, and creative. As a director, how did you make sure the audience stayed kind of grounded in the emotional, reality of who Walker is as a character?
Well, in my experience with addicts and addiction and codependence, they call it a family disease. And it's because everybody has it. Everyone has this distorted thinking, these blurred lines, these lack of boundaries. But in general, in my experience, addicts or alcoholics are incredibly charming, but they're also very wounded and unprocessed. Mm-hmm. So if you are very empathetic, it really becomes like a moth to a flame. Like, they're wounded and then they're charming, and they do something lovely for you, and then they bite you and you don't understand. And then they're cute again, and then they're needy, and then they're sad. So you start, getting normalized to this kind of crazy behavior and participating. At the beginning of the movie, she's packing her bag, mm-hmm. and she puts in a book, Daughters of Alcoholics, and then she throws it back out. So she was normalized to this already from her childhood. Like, this was a process and a pattern that she was always going to get in, because that's what love feels like to her. And this is what people pleasing to the umpteenth level looks like, when you're like, do you love me? Who loves me? Oh, my self-esteem is according to each different person, and how, if they think I'm worthy of self-esteem from moment to moment. And, here you're the new girl and you're the beautiful girl. Oh, and you're displacing the old beautiful girl. And then there's another new, more beautiful girl. And now she's displacing you. So there's these undercurrents of many different conversations. One is about the commodity of beauty and in the 90s and the orbit of celebrity.
How did you work with Willem and Camilla on set when crafting the arc of these characters? I know a lot of it comes from the script, and it took a while to finalize the script, but what kind of work did you do with those two on set, throughout the filming, to make sure that you were kind of getting the most out of their arcs?
Sometimes there was maybe just places that they didn't want to go. Like, sometimes you have to be willing to go places that are kind of unattractive for your character. It's manipulative. Or, are you manipulating a little right now? Let's push a little more into that. Do you feel competitive with Devaney, even though you don't even realize it, even though you don't even know why right now? Or with Walker, are you angry? Lean into the anger. Are you dangerous? Lean into the danger. Put her in a weird corner that's totally beguiling and confusing to her. just, yeah, there's things in the script, but then there's also your instinct as an actor. And sometimes there's certain parts of yourself you don't want to explore and certain emotional places you don't want to go. So to push people these places.
You shot this in 21 days, right?
Yeah.
I'm wondering how many different sets and locations.
Oh, you don't want to know what happened.
I do want to know because I've also heard that you were building some of these sets while, doing other things. What went into, trying to fit everything in 3 weeks?
Yeah. So we had 21 days. We have a little bit of pyrotechnics. We have a little fight scene. We have a lot of acid special effects and little bit of time and not enough money to, go to town on those things. And luckily Stefanik, who did the whole design, set design and everything, she built this whole world, but we only had 2 weeks of prep. So in the process of prep, you go and look at different locations and does it work for the camera crew? And does it work for the shots you need? And all of that. So we would come down to choosing our main place, our main location, and then we lost it. So we ended up having one location for the exterior, one location for the interior, another place for this other place. So we were also losing time and having to travel back and forth to places. But I was putting things in my car. Like I bought this circus mirror. I drove myself to Park City and I was like, I have this circus mirror in my car. We're going to cut this wood circle and put that on it and twist it. We could shoot into it. So it has this distorted kind of perspective for the acid scene. They're like, what are you talking about? It's crazy. You got to be scrappy. And it's part of making things, being creative.
With this being your directorial debut, and you just mentioned that there were so many different things that you kind of you were probably aware of being in the industry for so long, but what was it like actually doing it, maybe for the first time, of making sure you had control of every single department?
I felt so drowning. Like it was such a huge learning curve, even though I knew a lot about film. Still, you can't really know about everything. And also technology is changing so quickly that the things that you can do in color, in post, are mind-boggling. Like, oh no, I don't like, my eye keeps going up to the ceiling, to that bright spot. Oh, that's no problem. Let's just put a little vignette there. Or, oh, I feel like his face is too dark back there when he goes back there, but that's the best take. I like this shot better than the close-up for his acting. Oh, well, we can do a little lasso and lighten him up a little bit. So the things that are capable in color, I had no idea. And also I really didn't know how to plan or work with a composer or, how to kind of work through that process. I still feel like I probably have a long way to go with understanding that.
Now, one final one for me. And so I asked Camila who on set kind of kept things light, whatever. And she said you. So what are some things that you did, whether it's on set or between takes to keep things light in such a, an emotional film?
I mean, I think I love acting and they love acting. I hired these actors that loved acting and loved acting with each other. And because there weren't the constraints of a lot of normal movies in a way, I was like, well, we are going to explore this gray area. We're not going to be like, oh, if there's a Me Too moment, we're going to only talk about Me Too this whole movie and talk about. No, we're not going to call everything out. We're not going to say, you're an alcoholic, you're a drug addict, I'm a codependent. We're not going to do that, but it's there. So what are the human behaviors that come out of those circumstances? That's really fun to play because that's our survival mechanisms as people. And as an actor, that's what you want to be playing, How do you get loved? How do you get your needs met? So, yeah, that was what was really fun. It was like kind of like summer camp. a hardcore summer camp.
That was really good. Yeah, because you were almost kind of in the middle of nowhere as well. You were isolated from a lot of, the big cities and people. And that's really, really cool. Patricia, thank you so much for your time. This was really great. It was nice seeing you. And I hope you keep filling up your purse with more and more stuff. We'll see how big it can be.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.